Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Enjoy this Goldylocks Productions presentation of the Stacey and Company show. Stacey Ericson channels messages from your higher self and other realms. Connect with your own unicorn and dragon. Step into this magical realm now.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Once again, I'm really excited to be here. I'm Stacey Ericson, and this is Stacey and Company. Now, I haven't spoken about the show in quite some time as to why we developed this show, but the show is developed to create, information for you and for me, actually, to learn quite a bit about the other realms and the natural world. Now, yes, there's my website. It's www.raspberrylight.com, and you can visit there if you want to get readings for your pets or for yourself or for family members, whatever. And would love to have you to talk to you about that. But in the meantime, though, today, normally I have one being that wants to come through. And it was quite interesting today. I was, going to the beach, and I wasn't even walking on the beach this time because I didn't feel like walking. I was told to sit. Now, last week I was sick with some sort of stomach flu, and hey, Ruth, thanks for joining me today. Let me just get this out of the way. There we go. Thanks so much. So I was sick last week, and so I wasn't able to make it for the show. Very sorry about that. But I've been noticing and recognizing that a lot of people, including a lot of my friends, have not been feeling well lately. And it's really interesting because you hear about, all these different types of illnesses that are going around, besides COVID. There's ascension symptoms and things like that. So I was kind of curious. And for me, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. It could be perimenopause. It could be, just the stomach flu. I'm not quite sure, but I have not been feeling good this whole week. So what's been coming to me is basically women care, taking care of yourself as a woman, which I've never done before. I've always been an athlete. I've always traveled the country competing with the horses and always putting my health, kind of on the back shelf. And so I think it's catching up to me now, which is quite an interesting journey that I'm on, as far as going from I guess it's it's maiden, mother, and then crone. So stepping into the crone stage is where you're, flowing into that wisdom of the world. All of your experiences are coming to fruition, and they're helping you, create more for yourself, for your future. And it's supposed to be easier, but I have to tell you, so far, it's not easy for me. It's been a little bit tough. And once again, I know some other people that have been not feeling so good. So please heed my advice today. It's going to be really, really fun. This show is all about that. It's about bringing up everything from the past that we've done in the shows in the past as well. It feels like everything and everyone wants to come through today. So we'll try to touch on everything as we can. So the first thing that happened at the beach today was I was sitting there and I was trying to ask for more information. And it was really interesting because the water came through. So the ocean is always talking to us. Now, the ocean is all about creating more for us. It's pretty interesting because it has a lot of magic. And so all I kept hearing today was magic, magic, magic. So that's the biggest thing that I want to bring forward for us today, is that there is so much magic in the world right now. It's insane. And if you look around, you can really see how things are starting to form up and become better. So I'll give you an example. Is where I live right now, the water has changed rapidly, and it's become more Caribbean-like, which I grew up in Florida. So I've seen the water change and shift over the years from, this beautiful Caribbean-like water to this really ugly, almost, polluted, rancid water. And now all of a sudden it's back to being not polluted. Now, a lot of the reason, well, I shouldn't say not polluted, it's still polluted, but it's beautiful in its color. And the reason for this is because the earth is shifting in energy so much right now. There's so much that's happening in the world, and it's really, really cool. We just have to stay positive through this whole experience. Now, I do believe that, a lot of us are feeling the pressures of the world right now. And so that's another reason why we're falling into like this little bit of sickness here and there. So stay strong, because, it's going to be beautiful. The elephants keep telling me within 5 years, we'll be back to where we should be, which is 80% love, joy, and happiness, and then 10% neutral, which is sleep, and then 10% challenges, which is why we came here, to be challenged in some way, just not challenged like we are now, where it feels more like it's 80% challenges. So anyways, the world is shifting to where it's coming into the happiness and joy and full of love. And that was another message that I got today, was just remember to just keep loving. Love, love, love. Send love everywhere you possibly can, and create more love for yourself. That being said, my house is full of hearts. Yep, definitely hearts. It's a girly house. And unicorns. There are unicorns everywhere in my house. Now, unicorns are pretty amazing beings. We've talked about them in the past as well. The unicorns come through for us because they are unconditional love. They can heal us. They can help us with anything that has to do with love, which is pretty much everything in life. Love heals everything. And I do mean everything. You can heal water with love. And I do feel that that's what has happened down here where I live, because a lot of people have gone out and done a lot of ceremonies, and they've done this, ceremonies to help the water and clear it up. And along with that, with the energies of the star people helping with, bringing in the energy from outer space. There's so many beings that are helping with this whole process and this change for all of us. And so we have to stay steadfast and strong through this. Now, that being said, I actually was sitting with a tree today after I got home from the beach. Oh, let me get back to the beach. Okay, so while I was at the beach, the water was talking and telling me about how, love is our main purpose right now for all of us. The more we bring this love forward and into fruition, the earth's going to heal faster, and so are our bodies. Now, our bodies are linked to our minds, and our minds are linked to the energy around us and everything that happens around us. So if we can keep the energy around us healthy, then we can keep our minds healthy, and then we can also keep our bodies healthy. Now, that being said as well, it goes from being at peace. So when you are at peace, you can receive wisdom. And then the wisdom actually helps you find your truth of being, why you're here, your purpose, the whole thing, that has to do. And then what that does is brings us all back into this oneness, because now you are living in your truth, which is your being of being here on earth. We are humans, but we are beings. So we're being beings, and that's what we're here to do. So the whole thing is that once we do that, then we connect in and we become into this oneness again, which is Indra's web. So now the unicorns have stepped in, and they really wanted to bring forward this beautiful energy of unconditional love to help us tap back into who we are, what our hearts want in life and where we come from. We come from unconditional love. So in order to exude this love, the unicorns have come in to assist us. And so that is what I do, is I also read unicorns. Now you can go to my website and learn how I do that and what they're all about as well. But right now I want you to focus on two things. One thing I want you to focus on is love for yourself, and then giving love to the world. Now, when you do give love to the world, you can create it with colors. We've talked about colors many times in the past. So raspberry light is the color of my website, and that is your heart chakra actually turns into this raspberry pink color when you are in the state of unconditional love. Now, most animals are there in that unconditional love all the time. So they represent that raspberry pink that I love so much that I always forget to bring here so I could show you on the screen. But anyway, so as we move forward, this raspberry pink is really important to reach out into the world with. The unicorns want to let you know that you can always send pink unicorns to everyone you meet. Now, I'm not kidding. This is really cute. Just recently, I had a clearing, and for the clearing, I was supposed to hand people a white rose, as to clear them from my energy field. And so when I did it, though, I sent the white rose, or I should say I'm still doing it, sending white roses with this two raspberry pink unicorns to send love with it as well. Not that a rose isn't love already, but you know what I mean. So it's really, really fun to experiment, to use your imagination, and to help you create this beautiful energy of love through color and through beings. Then, like I said, the raspberry pink unicorns are amazing, 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 and they are fun to send anywhere. So the other day I was walking actually to the beach, and then I was walking back, and there was so much litter. I mean, it was just horrendous, all the litter that was on the road. So I kept sending love to all the people that litter, as well as all of the animals that have to put up with the litter, as well as Earth herself for receiving this litter. So I just kept on sending these beautiful pink unicorns everywhere. And it was so much fun for me because it made me smile, it made me laugh, and it gave me joy in my heart, which then created more joy, more love. And then before I knew it, there was like a plethora of unicorns all over the place. And it was so cool. So cool to see. And I love it. And you, in your mind's eye, can definitely do this and see and feel into this energy of unicorns as well, because every single person on the planet has a unicorn. So anyway, so while I was at the beach, something else happened, and this was really neat. So I was laying back, closing my eyes, getting a little frustrated, to be honest with you, because I wasn't coming up with a, something for the show. And I always want to be very, very straightforward with you so that you can really get a message. And so today, like I said, is kind of like everything's coming in, which is really cool. But once again, I like it like last week's show was, or the week before show was on the Ascended Masters. And that was like a lot of fun to have them available. So today we have everything available, starting with the unicorns and the ocean. And now we're on to ladybugs. So while I was sitting in my chair on the beach, it was funny because I was, feeling a bug on my leg. And so I started, stomping my foot just to get it off. I didn't swing at it or anything with my hands, but I just, did that. And then I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, I just sent a ladybug away. And she was so cute. She's like, okay. And then she flew off. And so ladybugs are representative of good fortune, true love, innocence, needing to make the right choices in life, and happy resolutions. Now, I was so excited to see the ladybug, and I couldn't wait to get back to the house to find out what it meant because my phone was actually dying and I couldn't look it up at the beach. But they exude positivity and happiness, which is exactly what we're talking about, bringing that into the world, this positivity, this happiness, this love energy. Love energy is so important right now. I can't even express it enough. And once again, when you are feeling a little bit down and out, just imagine that pink color around you, surround your car with it. I was driving, yesterday, in fact, I was driving on the interstate. Down here, we are super, super crowded with lots and lots of people coming to Florida because it's such beautiful weather and it is beautiful energy. And so everybody is here right now, but of course the interstate is packed, jam-packed full because we only have 3 lanes instead of 4, and you know how it goes. Or sometimes it goes down to 2. So it's a lot of fun driving on the interstate in Florida, but, or at least on my side, which is I-75. So anyway, so I surround my car with pink light all the time and unicorns, those pink unicorns. And I'll like send a pink unicorn into a car that's like getting too close to me, or I'll send a unicorn to a car that's, having car trouble on the side of the road, or I'll send unicorns all the time throughout the whole thing. And it's so much fun to do, like I said, but it keeps my drive happy for me rather than me getting frustrated and upset and, worried and all this other kind of stuff. And I figured that no matter what, I'm going to be late, no matter where I am. I try to leave early, but I'm almost always late because of the traffic, because you just can't, you can't think ahead like that. So then you ask your unicorns, or your angels for that matter, to help you get there safely and on time. And yesterday I was only 5 minutes late, so it was very, very cool. But the appointment was running late anyway, so it worked out perfectly for me. And like I said, I had so much fun sending all these unicorns and this pink light to everybody that I saw yesterday. And it seemed to help, it really did. I didn't have as many cars, come up behind me as much. And I drive fast now, but still, with traffic, you can't. So anyway, so it was really cool. And I noticed a big difference in the energy shift, because that's one thing that we also want to remember, is that we are energy. The world is energy. Everything is energy. And if we can stay within our beautiful energy of who we are, because that is us, we are love. We come from love. We are all about love. The more that we really exude this love and feel into this love, the more we're going to create a better world for us and for every being on the planet. That includes the trees, that includes the water, that includes the air, the wind, whatever is out there that, or the energy inside your house. It doesn't matter. It's all about happy, good energy for you to live in so that you can stay healthy in your body, right? That's another thing that I was talking to myself about today was, keeping my energy clear and healthy and happy so that I can stay happy and healthy and not feel, into what might be happening right now. So anyway, so it was really cool to see that little ladybug. They represent the time of fruition of your dreams and wishes, which I'm so excited because I'm working on this big project right now, and can't wait to tell you about it in the future. Probably by the end of May, I'll have that to talk about a little bit more. But it says, wait in faith for things to come around. There is success with being patient. Now, I don't know about you, but patience is definitely one of the virtues that I was not born with. Totally. I am so patient with animals, but not patient with myself, nor am I patient with other people. Oh, Super Cookie, you are just so awesome. Thank you so much for sending a super sticker. You're so sweet. Did you hear about that? Oh, it's beautiful. And number 5. So 5 is a great number. It's all about luck. And believe it or not, it's about lucky changes. It's about moving forward. It's about creating more and better for yourself. It's an amazing number. My house number is 5 right now, and I love it because I'm constantly changing, and I'm constantly able to change because of number 5. Number 5 is awesome. It's a great number. So thank you so much, Super Cookie. Love you, love you. So anyway, so the ladybug is also about luck. It's so cool. So ladybug symbol serves as a sign of awareness of the past lives. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you. Hang on, I was going to go to the luck one first. They are believed to bring good luck, and when it lands on you, you make a wish, and it will come true, because when it flies off, she has carried it to God, spirit, or source, whoever you believe in. But it is so cool, that she can carry your beautiful wishes to God or source, and that's why it comes true. So they also serve as a sign of awareness of the past lives in the spirit realm for the Native Americans. They look at it as a guide to learn how to trust in the higher self and the Great Spirit. Now, the reason why I wrote this one down is because I've been really, really working on this past life stuff. It's been really interesting. And I feel like a lot of people are tapping into their past lives right now. So that's something I do suggest for everybody that's listening. Do go get a past life reading for fun, because it is really interesting to see what comes up for you and how you are actually bringing that life into this life right now. It usually pertains to something that is happening in your life. When I had a past life reading when I was getting divorced, it pertained to that. And this past life reading that I just had recently wasn't really a reading. It was actually just because they do hypnotize you, but it really wasn't a reading, but it was the coolest thing. I got to tell you this. So I have a class on Wednesday nights that I told you about that we do intuitive readings, and everybody learns, their skills. Well, the psychometry, I think is what it's called, is where you read, your jewelry or anything else that's old. It could be lamps in my case. So it was lamps and 2 pieces of jewelry. And all 3 pieces were related to Humphrey Bogart. So it was really interesting how that's not normal, by the way. And I'm not related to him by blood in this life, me, Stacey. But it was really interesting to feel into the energy of him and why is he in my life with these 3 pieces that, actually belong to him. So it was really, really fun to work that out with some past life stuff. And it was very interesting at the same time, but it's bringing forward the energy of what I'm going to be creating here, hopefully by the end of this year. And a lot of what happened in that past life is going to pertain to that project. So it's really, really fun, to get or to introduce your past lives into your life now to help you sort of create more and more and more. And Humphrey Bogart actually showed up at the meeting not this past Wednesday because I was sick, but the Wednesday before. And it was so cool to see him because, I can see very well, all kinds of things, obviously, right? Because I can see tree spirits and everything else as well. So very lucky in that essence. So anyway, so when I got home, I was still a little bit perplexed about, the show today, and I was trying to figure it out. So I ate a little bit of lunch, and I went out and I sat with the tree in the backyard. Now it's the tree that I've shown you before. It has the woman and then it has the little kid underneath it. And it's a banyan tree. And it's an old tree, but a very wise old tree. And so I definitely recommend anytime that you are feeling a little bit out of sorts or you're wondering about life or you just need a break, basically, go sit with the tree. The trees are so important. So important. It's, I can't even tell you. They actually can help you with these past lives if you want to. They're the libraries of the earth. They really are. They hold so much wisdom, and they're connected to everything because through their root systems, they are actually connected to the trees over in China, or anywhere else in the world. They're all connected to each other. So it's really interesting how they tap into like what's happening in the world as well. And it pertains to you and them together because once again, we are all one. So anyway, so Super Cookie says, that's awesome. You're talking about past life reading. I just talked about this yesterday that I'm going to do that. Oh my gosh, I know nothing is a coincidence, is it? It's so cool, right? So cool. I can't wait to find out what your past life is right now because you've definitely had some cool stuff happen this past month, I think. So it's really, really fun. So yeah, let us know, in fact, if you want to. Let us know what comes up for you with your past life reading. So anyway, this tree was really, really interesting. So I was asking, what I should talk about. I actually asked the tree, I said, what should I talk about today? And the tree said, so this is so neat. I love this. It says, the world is changing and shifting more rapidly now. It can be overwhelming for quite a few. So much information is being given now, and it's hard for some to determine what's right for them. The best way to learn to process information for oneself is to see how you feel about it. So feel into it with your heart and recognize what it is conveying to you. You may hear words, you may just sense, you may see. All of these are the ways that you receive the information that is right for you on an individual level. From there, you can live in your own truth and understand your own being, where you will contribute your talents, ideas, beliefs, and overall knowing in a positive, creative way that is you. This will emanate out into the world, connecting all that are like you, and then more, creating a chain effect, effectively creating the oneness that is so desired by all today. Everything will be connected through love. Oneness is love. So I thought that was the coolest message from this tree. And thank you so much for that message. She's just such a beautiful tree, and it's so neat because you can actually like sit like at her roots, like on, like completely sit on top of this tree. So without having to climb. At my age, I'm not climbing trees anymore, but so beautiful. What a great message, right? So that being said, it's so neat that, she talked about, and I call it, a female tree with lots of feminine energy, just because of the fact that that lady is in the tree. But, trees are, they are male and female. And they do tend to go one way a little bit more than the other, but they do have those aspects just like we do. We have male and female in us as well. Like we have our feminine aspects and our masculine aspects. And our feminine aspects are joy, love, and compassion. And then our masculine aspects are strength, courage, and power. So it's really interesting how, we all have those together. It's just we look like what we are, which is really, really fun. So anyway, so I thought that was such a great message from that tree to bring forward to you, because it does pertain to every single one of us, all of us in the whole entire world. And trees, once again, they give these obviously this was an amazing message, but they can give, very individual messages for you, or once again, like this was given to the show, to create for the show. And gosh, what a cool message. That's a really good one. So I love it. So anyway, so after I got that message, I was very grateful, and I was thinking, and I was, sitting there and just, kind of lamenting a little bit more about stuff from my past and everything too. And I was thinking, well, what else can I bring to, this show? And so the elephants came in, and yes, I do have on a beautiful little necklace. See the little elephant there with the pink stone? So cool, right? Just gorgeous. And so there's elephants, and elephants are really, really cool because, once again, for me, this is all, has to do with this feminine energy, and what I'm going through physically for myself right now with this perimenopause and everything else. It's really helpful that I have this tree and then these elephants. And so the elephants exemplify focused power and strength. It says, when elephant begins making an appearance in your life, it represents a new, improved relationship with the sacred feminine in all her aspects. Do you see how all of this is related? It's the coolest thing ever to have, these messages coming through from spirit to help you really get the clear message. So obviously today's show is about women, and our feminine side of our life. And it's so amazing. I know, so cool, right, Tiff? So Tiffany says, yes, beautiful message indeed. That's Goldylocks Productions. She's amazing. And then Robin said, hello all. I told Sarah about one of her past lives. It is fun finding out about past lives. Fun show, Stacey. I'm about to drive. I will listen. Oh, thanks, Robin. Oh, that's so cool that you told Sarah. Sarah is super cookie, just so you all know. So I think, right? So hello, Robin. And then Goldylocks says, hello, Robin. And then Robin says, my favorite color lipstick is raspberry. Oh my gosh. I know. So cool, right? I swear. I have been looking at like a raspberry couch cover. I am not kidding. I know I'm like that much of a freak about this pink. My front door is painted raspberry pink right now, and I'm going to paint the back door. And I have all of these pots that are raspberry pink right now that I've like spray painted. And yeah, it's not tacky, I promise. It looks really good. but my dad is like, wow, I can't believe you have all this pink, because pink's never been my favorite color, but red has actually been my favorite color my entire life. Everything I owned was, had red in it, or, all my horse barn colors were red and black, actually, because I love those colors together. And but now it's raspberry pink and purple, and these like, cobalt blue and whatever else I can find. Turquoise is kind of like all colors, basically, to be honest with you. But I think that's the unicorns. The unicorns are really bringing some more of that creativity out for my life right now. So it's really neat. So anyway, so back to the elephants. So the shamans and light workers tell us that elephant guides us toward a deeper understanding of the maiden the mother, and the crone. Now, those are the 3 stages of our lives as women, so it's really kind of interesting. And they help us reconnect with our own positive feminine attributes. So you can call on elephant when you need help calling forth ancient wisdom and messages from the divine as well. Their energy can help you discover the secrets and esoteric knowledge that is hidden, which is so much fun. So I just love it. I mean, I love the fact that we have all of these beings available to us to help us when we're not feeling like we have, messages to bring forward, or even living in our own, spirit of time, or whatever it is that's going on in your life. If you just look around, literally look around, you will find all of these spirit messages out there for you to, that your angels, your guides, that, spirit themselves, I call them because that's, to me, spirit is a lot of beings. And so it's incredible, this wonderful plethora of information and wisdom that you can receive on a daily basis if you just start looking around and paying attention, and open your hearts to receive this. Now, I wanted to read you something else because I thought this was so cool. So Robin says, yeah, my favorite lipsticks is back to that. Okay, so I have this book, and so I pull cards every now and then. Now, being the horse girl that I've been my entire life, I've been riding horses since I was 5 years old and competing probably since I was 9 years old. And now I'm going through perimenopause, so that kind of gives you an idea how old I am. But anyway, and how long I've been riding horses and have had horses in my life. So there's this really cool card set, and it's called The Way of the Horse. Hang on a second. I'll show it to you. It's The Way of the Horse, excuse me, and it's Linda Kohanov. Now, I love her. She's written a lot of books, and really, really interesting with the equine facilitated learning is what she's, mostly known for. But anyway, these are her cards that you can get. And it's really interesting. And even if you don't own horses, you can still get a lot of information from this, this whole thing. And the cards are really beautifully done. They're all horses. They're like really neat, cool looking horses, just so you know, like this. I know I'm kind of advertising for her today, but I just really love her. So anyway, that's the fire horse. But anyway, so it's really cool. So there's just these cards and that I picked for us today because I was like, I would like to pick a card that would be really, really fun. So I picked 3 actually, and her explanation of things, because she's so thorough in her explanation, it's just amazing. So I really wanted to read this to you just because it's really cool. So the first card I picked is the number 9 card right here, and it's Language of the Breath. So, and this is what we were talking about, and I just thought this was so awesome. So it's socio-sensual awareness, heart intelligence, and nonverbal communication. So when you use your entire body as an organ of perception, you embrace the world and sense your place in it more deeply. So this helps us sort of receive this information that we're getting from the world is what we're talking about, receiving information from your heart. Remember, feel into it. You can feel into what the tree is saying. You can feel into the ocean. What is that speaking? You can feel into the air that's outside. Is there any message there? You can feel into a spider that is in your home. Spiders are awesome, really, really cool little message givers. I'm telling you, they got so much to say. So every being on the planet, every being that comes across your path is one with you to help you receive the information that is the wisdom of the world so that you can create and go forth and believe and trust that you are in the right moment at the right time doing the right thing. And it's so much fun. So anyway, so the challenge is the idea that we are separate beings is an illusion. Managing the contagious nature of thought and emotion is difficult when your head is at war with your heart. So that's the challenge. The gift was the other one. But this is so neat. So I'm just going to read this one, and then I'll let you guys get this book yourself. It's really, really cool. But she just goes into some really cool, complex things. So anyway, so body language is much more sophisticated than we've been led to believe. Psychologists have determined that even humans, 90% of communication is nonverbal, with only about 30% related to vocal tone. So what's happening with the other 60%? The answer, as researchers are now discovering, turns our very notions about the nature of reality inside out. It appears that we have not one, but at least 3 brain centers in the head, the chest, and the abdomen. So, when people say, oh, I've got this gut feeling, right? Well, that's what it is. Approximately 60% of the heart's cells are neural cells. So that means, anyway. This organ also produces an electromagnetic field that travels far beyond the body. Not only can scientists measure your heart rate up to 10 feet away, they've noticed that living beings exchange information through this field, even to the point of synchronizing heartbeats during interactions. That is so cool. I have to tell you, hey, Christine, thanks for joining us. She says, hi, Stacey and everyone. I am really excited because I swear that my heartbeat does, synchronize with my horse's heartbeat when I'm riding her. And it's really interesting, and I can feel her heart sometimes when she gets nervous or upset. So emotion, it turns out, is a richly nuanced language, sending information between the heart, the gut, and the brain. Feelings also become contagious as they travel beyond the body through the electromagnetic field, profoundly affecting others. People who've been conditioned to disassociate from the body and concentrate on what someone's saying miss huge amounts of information transmitted through these other channels. Yet when you use your entire body as a sensing device, promoting your heart from mechanical pump to intelligent organ of perception, you become aware of vast amounts of information most two-legged creatures ignore. Compared with the average human being, you are psychic. So that is kind of cool, and in reality, that is true because we do get a lot of our information through feeling. So coming from the same root as empathy and sympathy, the word telepathy actually specifies feeling at a distance. And yet it is accurate to consider it mind-to-mind communication. If you realize your mind isn't imprisoned in your brain, that it's pulsing through your body and spilling out into the environment, as animals who are preyed on in nature, horses rely on this sixth sense, responding to subtle changes in stance, muscle tension, breathing, and hence the general arousal level of other horses as well as predators. An ability they easily transfer to reading human beings. They're so sensitive to what others feel at a distance that they accurately mirror emotions people successfully hide from other people. And then she says, how do they do this? And it's really, really neat. I mean, she just keeps going on and on and on about this type of stuff. There's like 4 pages, so I didn't want to have to read the whole thing to you because it's a lot, but it's so interesting. I mean, get this. It's a really cool thing. You can learn so much more from her in all of this. It's really, really cool. So the other card I wanted to read really quickly is this, because all of this has to do with us sensing and feeling into our environment and knowing that we are exactly where we are supposed to be all of the time. Hey, Chelly. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You're off from work. Thanks for joining us today. That's really cool. Okay, so anyway, species. So the second card that I picked was 31, which is this. And this goes to the ancestors thing that we were just talking about. So it says species, wisdom, collective memory, ancestral patterns affecting current events. So the gift is when you engage with the collective memory of another species or your own, you access a wealth of information beyond your personal experience. The challenge is intense surges of sadness, anger, and anxiety are sometimes evidence of ancestral pain. This is like so cool. I love this kind of stuff. Distinguishing between emotions and behaviors related to the present situation, your own history, and unresolved issues from the distant past can be confusing, yet ultimately healing. So this is what we're talking about with this past life stuff. Some of that, you bring that forward into your life now, and you can really, get some great information for your life now and where you are as far as where you're to go, basically. It's really, because this recent past life, reading for me was all about that. It was about me learning of where I am to go. And it was, so cool, so cool. Okay, so anyways, so the journey. Working, playing, and hanging out with horses, I've observed all kinds of interactions that challenge our assumptions about consciousness. This is Linda talking, by the way. The equine mind seems to have unusually efficient access to forms of ancestral memory not easily explained as pure instinct. The wild horses of the American West are descendants of well-trained mounts imported from Europe that escaped during battle or simply wandered away from camp. No domesticated species seem to thrive in the absence of human stewardship like the horse. Yet Mustangs pulled off the range can be gentled and ridden much more easily as adults than zebras hand-raised from birth, suggesting that horses who've roamed free for generations retain a connection to the knowledge and experience of their human savvy ancestors. So that's really cool. I mean, that just kind of lets us know more about the fact that our past lives really do come into this life. These animals also learn from the influence each other at a distance, especially if they're related. The owner of the Arabian breeding farm or apprentice would sometimes buy back a mare he'd sold as an untrained yearling. A decade later, invariably, the brood mares would call out to their long-lost sister when she arrived, welcoming her into the herd much more readily than a boarder's horse with different bloodlines. This mare would also respond more easily to training methods her aunts, uncles, and siblings had learned through her experience in the intervening years that had been quite different. Similarly, my stud colt Spirit demonstrated many of the unique mannerisms and misbehaviors of his father. Her horse's name is Merlin. Though the older stallion had been abused and the younger horse had been bottle fed and had learned to trust people at an early age. Same time, Spirit's comfort in being handled as a wingling led to inexplicable shift in his father's demeanor. Suddenly, out of the blue, Merlin began to seek out touch from humans, something no amount of training and gentling had accomplished during the previous 5 years I've owned him. So anyway, so this kind of goes on and on about really cool stuff. It says experiences like this support recent theories that DNA doesn't necessarily store memories and behaviors like a computer hard drive. Rather, it acts as a tuner capable of receiving information from a much larger network. 200 years ago, a person conversing on a wireless laptop might have been arrested for witchcraft. Today, these technological innovations are taken for granted, serving as powerful metaphors for an expanded definition of consciousness. It's just amazing, as we move forward into all of this kind of stuff. She just keeps going about this. According to Sheldrake, living beings tune into information useful to their species through morphic or form resonance. So there's just, you can go on and on about this whole thing. I mean, it's just so much fun. But this is what I'm talking about. Really cool. I mean, her books kind of get into it a little bit more, but really cool information can come forward on a daily basis for us. And I picked those two cards, and there are how many cards in this deck? So obviously, the universe was saying, hey, this is there's 40 cards in the deck, just so you know. But though out of those two cards, it was still relative to what we were talking about today. So interesting. I mean, truly, truly, truly interesting. Oh, the ring. Anyway, it's really, really interesting how all of this comes through for us and, helps us learn about ourselves, throughout the day. You can learn so much more and more and more and more information as you move forward throughout the day. So I think it's purple, actually. It looks blue on the screen, but there it is. I actually bought that with the Little Mermaid ring next to it. Can y'all see it? Sort of, kind of. Little Mermaid there too. Isn't that cute? They also wanted, and my nails as well, sparkly, right? I know, I love it. It's so much fun. I actually went to a crystal shop that's new down here. It's a metaphysical shop that's new down here. And so cute. They have great, beautiful rings like that and very affordable, which is nice too. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying though, is that all of the, throughout your day, you can get all kinds of information coming in, once again, from your unicorns, from your dragons, from everything. I know, who's so cute. She says, sorry. She says, so pretty. And then she says, sorry, shining objects. Haha. So that's my producer. She's so cute. She like loves shiny objects. So anyway, so she's like, squirrel, you know. I'm the same way though, talking away. And then all of a sudden, oh, what was that? Where'd that come from? And where'd that, you know, so much fun. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you. Okay, so in the meantime, though, and they're like talking to me right now because a lot more beings want to step in. So in the meantime, though, as we're learning about our daily experiences with these daily beings that we see every day, we must remember too that there are tons and tons of other beings that oh yeah, definitely. So Chelly says our crow selves, ravens. Yeah, exactly, right? So cool. I love those birds. Yesterday, actually, I saw the most beautiful, oh, it was such a gorgeous bird. It was a big turkey vulture, and it took off so elegantly. They normally aren't like that. And it was on the side of the road eating, and it kind of scared me because it took off in front of me. But as it did, it took off so elegantly that I really thought it was an eagle or something like that. And then it swooped back around, and I was just like, it's just so gorgeous. Birds are just amazing beings, you know, that they can do what they can do and create that height and just glide everywhere. I mean, this bird was so quiet too, just because it was gliding. But anyway, so every single day we have these beautiful, beautiful. Oh yeah, they are the best flyers. You're absolutely right, Chelly. Yes, Dee Dee says, hi, Dee Dee. Thanks for joining me today. So anyway, so very excited about talking about all of these beautiful, beautiful beings that are in our lives. I mean, even your own pets, by the way. So like my pet, she's really funny. She's actually sleeping with my roommate at night right now to help keep her company because she wants to protect her during the night. And it's really funny because she jumps right into her bed as soon as she opens the door. I know, Dee Dee says I love her. So cute. So anyway, really sweet dog for that. But she does know, you know, what she's doing. And so all of our pets are in our lives for a reason as well. And so I want us to recognize that too. You know, even our horses that are in our lives, or cats, dogs, birds. There's a lot of people that have birds as pets, you know, and it's important. We know people that have been watching the show that have, you know, crabs, you know, the little hermit crabs as pets. I mean, we have all these little beings in our lives for a purpose or a reason to help us get through the day and to help us learn something new, maybe about ourselves or about them. You know, whatever it is, it's a beautiful interaction between the two. You know, the cats are really funny. They have so much to say all the time. And they're really cool. And then the other thing is, and this is something that's really neat, like for me, elephants. So elephants have been showing up, you know, obviously not an elephant in my backyard because I live in Florida and we don't have them here. There is a preserve, though, up the road that I would like to go to, but not in my backyard. But anyway, so I'm thinking about getting you know, like an elephant statue, maybe painting it pink. I don't know. But it might be shiny silver, something very, you know, bright and shiny probably. But anyway, and so the whole thing is that's representative of what is going on in my life right now. So as you're going through your daily, you know, routines, you can start to recognize, you know, like what is happening with everything. I know she is a bed hog. Dee Dee said that my dog is a bed hog, and she's absolutely right. My dog is pretty big. She's 60 pounds. She might be 65 now. It feels like she's getting bigger. And yeah, she loves to snuggle. And when she does, she kind of pushes up against you. So by the end of the night, you have like this sliver of a bed to sleep in, unless you push back up against her. But she is so funny. She just loves to like snuggle up against you and be under the covers. And if you turn over, sometimes you'll look at her and she'll have her head laying right on the pillow next to you. So she's definitely a bed buddy. She's so cute. But anyway, so yeah, so every single day, you know, say you're shopping, you know, and all of a sudden you start seeing hippopotamus everywhere and you're like, why am I seeing hippos everywhere? And then you get home and, you know, on TV, there's hippopotamus, or you might see an advertisement that they have a hippo as their logo or something, you know. It's so interesting how spirit does show us, these different signs to help us get these messages that we are to receive. And the animal kingdom is so proud to be a part of those signs. Really fun, like I said, to talk to them, to like recognize them and to understand them. The other beings that we talked about just recently, oh, she says she's sweet and squishes you over to the side. Yes, she does. And cats do that too. I know, Chelly, they're so funny. Cats definitely, they have their own space sometimes as well, or sleep on your head, and tell you to scoot over. But Chelly says, but they get mad when you push them. I mean, how much cat can take up half a large bed? I know, exactly right. Well, usually they plant themselves right in the center, so you have to work around them. That's what my dog does too, so it's really funny. But anyway, so back to the beings. So there's other beings that want to step in today too, and I want to make sure that I acknowledge them because they are asking. Like I said, today's show is about everything that we've talked about in the past. So the other beings are the star people, and they've come in quite a bit for me. And there's the star people that are called Arcturians. And I did want to talk about them actually today if I can find it. I meant to look it up before I got on the show, but such a cool beings. Oh, look at this, you guys. This, one of my friends, I don't know if you can see that, but isn't that just gorgeous? That is a caterpillar, obviously, right? But it's a monarch butterfly. They turn into monarch butterflies. And my friend has them in her backyard, and she's protecting them from the wasps. She's so funny about it. So I call her like the butterfly whisperer because they land on her finger and everything. But she takes such good care of these butterflies. I mean, I can't even tell you. It's the neatest thing. But look at this. This is so cute too. This is an elephant. So cute, right? So anyway, so the beings that we're talking about are these, the Arcturians. So the Arcturian is, hang on a second. I just want to read this to you really quick because this is so cool. So the Arcturians are Christed beings of love working with humanity and the earth in these important times upon the planet right now. And they're so cool. I feel like they're going to help me with this project that's coming up as well because you keep bringing in their energy. And they're purple, by the way, or at least that's how I see them, as purple. So they're beings of love working with the evolution of earth, humanity, and all kingdoms upon and within earth into the new age, into the realization of oneness, which we're talking about today, unity, Christ consciousness, and in the restoration of harmony upon and within earth. This means working toward each of us seeing, being, feeling, and living in harmony, unity, and unconditional love, which is what else we're talking about. Keep sending those beautiful unicorns out right here and right now upon earth. And then it says Arcturus is one of the most advanced extraterrestrial civilizations in our galaxy. It is a fifth dimensional civilization, which in reality is like a prototype of Earth's future. Its energy works with humanity as an emotional, mental, and spiritual healer. Their total focus is in every aspect of their society is to the path of God realization. The Arcturians teach that the most fundamental ingredient for living in the fifth dimension is love. And love is the total theme of what what we're talking about today. They teach that negativity, fear, and guilt must be overcome and be exchanged for love, light, and truth. The Arcturians work in very close connection with the Ascended Masters. Now, remember the show that I did last time was the Ascended Masters. So this is like so much fun. See, I told you, everything is so related. It's so much fun. I just love it. So the Arcturians travel the universe in their starships, which are some of the most advanced in the universe. The Arcturian society is governed by what they call the elders, Arcturian Central Conclave. So it's just so cool to talk about this kind of stuff. I just love it. Just a little bit more here. These beings are revered by the people of Arcturus for their advanced knowledge, wisdom, and extremely high vibrational frequencies. That's their the central conclave. The higher the vibrational frequency, the closer one is to love and light. The closer one is to spirit. The Arcturians are most gentle, loving, and non-judgmental beings. There is also no sickness, dis-ease on Arcturus. It was eliminated centuries ago. Gosh, wouldn't that be awesome? To like have none of that here on Earth. It'd be so cool, right? I mean, really, you guys, it'd be so much fun. Definitely. Robin said that ravens have been coming to me lately. Oh my gosh, you're telling me. Yeah, definitely. And then, oh, Laura. Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining us today. Very, very cool. Yeah, there's, so the Arcturians, I feel, are definitely here as well. Like I said, they wanted to be acknowledged. There's also the tree people. They look like trees. They're like this big, long stick people, you know, and they're placing these beautiful crystals, which we have to talk about too. We've got some time to talk about this. Beautiful crystals. Now, remember, I told you about crystals. They're so important right now. They're actually being, you know, more energized because Earth's center is becoming more crystalline instead of, you know, being rock. And she is just absolutely waking up big time. Earth is right now. And the color that I see all around her is like this beautiful aquamarine color. I mean, I can't even tell you. It's a color that I just can't even describe. And so, anyway, so it's waking up all these crystals in our life right now. And so these crystals are so cool, by the way. If you go to a crystal shop, even I'm not very good at feeling the energy of things, or at least I didn't think I was, but guess what? Now I can, because I think it's been heightened so much. Energy is so, I don't know, it's just more prevalent, more energized. I mean, just there, it's all there, and it, you know, and you can really feel into it now, which is so much fun. So anyway, so if you go to the crystal shops, you can pick up these crystals that you're drawn to. Just pick them up and feel them in your hand, and you'll feel this beautiful vibration. And it's a healing vibration almost always. And you can place them in your yard. You can place them near trees. You can do crystal grids. You can, I bought like $200 worth of crystals, which I can't believe I did that, but I did. I couldn't, it was a long trip to Tampa. So anyway, so, but yeah, I bought a lot of crystals that day, and I'm glad I did, because as I walk around the house, I see them where I've placed them, you know, to help with the energy of wherever it is in the home. And it's really lifted the energy up a lot. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Deidre says, pure health. Yep, you're absolutely right. And then Chelly says, interesting. I have a raven tattoo. You do not. Really? That's so cool. And then she said she just comes out, hangs out, and talks. Chelly is an animal communicator. She can hear cats. She can hear the birds. So it's really cute that she's listening to her birds now in the backyard. That's so much fun. I'm surprised that raven's showing up with all of your kitties, because your kitties are good hunters. So anyway, so the whole thing is that these crystals are really amazing, and you can place them. The reason why I'm telling you about this today is because what I've done is I had a neighbor that was not so jolly, you know, one of those neighbors. And I was like, what can I do to help this? Well, this is when we talk about love, unconditional love, and how important love is. So I placed a rose quartz, and it was a little bit bigger one just because I'm all about larger crystals. I love the big ones. And so anyway, and so I placed it in my bedroom, because my bedroom faced the, and on the wall that faced the neighbor. And I'll tell you what, you know, honestly, I know you'd think I believe in everything because I can see everything, but for some reason I wasn't quite sure about this. But now I'm a believer, because it's helped so much. And the coolest thing happened. There's these little kids that are down the street. There's two little boys, and they're so cute. And they just showed up one day, and they said that they absolutely love my house. And I just thought, wow, that's really cute. And so they play outside in the yard, but they come over, they knock on the door, and they ask to play with Lily, which is my dog. And so whenever they come over in the afternoons, if I'm home, you know, they'll knock on the door, and Lily will go outside and play with them in the yard for hours. And then their parents come and tell them they have to go home for dinner. It's the neatest thing ever. But it honestly they didn't even show up until this crystal was put in my room. So it's amazing how even that love energy brought children into my, you know, into my home as well, or in, you know, around my home, I should say, even more so than before. And so it's really cool. You know, if you notice and recognize these different energies that you're putting out into the world, you know, and helping, like like those kids, they just love it. Like I said, they come, they play with the dog, and they have such a good time with her, throwing sticks and stuff. And plus then she goes to sleep at night, which is really good for me. So it's beneficial to all of us, but it's all, I feel like, because of the energy that is being produced, and these crystals have really helped with this energy. So I definitely recommend getting crystals for your home, placing them wherever you need to place them to help yourself, feel good, or to maybe send that energy out into the world wherever, you can, like I said, you can place them outside. When I had the horse farm, I placed a lot of crystals out around trees. It was so amazing, all of this energy that can be produced. And I can't believe it, but my show has been an hour and I've spoken the whole time. And here I was terribly worried about this show because I wasn't sure what I was going to speak about. But today it is all about love and oneness and being thoughtful, right, towards ourselves, as well as being thoughtful towards the rest of the world. So thank you so much for coming today and hanging out with me. Chelly, I'm so glad you had the day off today. Thanks again. She said that she just comes and hangs out talking, and she tells me to take the cats inside. Of course she does. That's the raven that Chelly's talking about, the bird. That's so funny. And then, yeah, it has been an amazing show. So thank you so much, Tiffany, for being my beautiful producer and creating such a wonderful space for me. And you guys, I hope to see you all next week. Enjoy your the rest of your week, and definitely pay attention to those signs, because there's so many good things in the world right now that is happening. And with all of us, creating more of this goodness, we're just emanating it out into the world and creating more good. And, and then before we know it, we'll get into that, 80% joy, love, and happiness, 10%, neutral, which is sleep, which would be nice if I could get some sleep. I know Dee Dee's the same way. And the 10%, challenges, which we do need so that we can appreciate things, but we definitely don't want 80% challenges. And then, gosh, wouldn't it be really cool to have no disease? That would be amazing, just like the Arcturians. So anyway, yeah, read up on all this stuff. It is so much fun to learn about all these different beings and all these different things that are happening in our lives that are so wonderful and so great. And I will see you next week. We'll see who shows up for the show next week. All right. Have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
This month's broadcasting is sponsored by ICU Dr. Lauren Love, ICU nurses, technicians, and staff in the Boston area hospitals.